Hey guys, welcome to Green Beans Fishing. I just want to let you know before we get started that this is my first attempt at making a YouTube video and my first time speaking on camera in front of a potential audience. So just bear with me, it'll get better over time. But yeah, here we go. I hope you guys enjoy the video. Thanks. Hey, what's up, guys? My name's Ryan, and I'm starting up this YouTube page, Green Beans Fishing. So, I just wanted to make this first video as an introduction to let you guys know a little bit about myself, about my marine history, my fishing history, just kind of a general get to know me before I kind of kick off this page. So, like I said, my name's Ryan. I'm 25 years old. I live in the South Shore of Massachusetts. I've lived here my whole life. I just bought a condo last year. I live with my dog Beans. You'll see him in a lot of the videos, and he's pretty much always at my side. Um, so I went to Boston College High School in Dorchester, and then went on to study mechanical engineering at the University of Massachusetts Amherst. I graduated back in 2021, so just after the peak of COVID, which was not a fun time for anyone. Um, but yeah, so that's just a little bit about myself. Next, I guess I just wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about my marine history, my boating history, kind of the experience of my upbringing, and I guess just everything I have to bring to the table as far as fishing and boating. Um, I've pretty much been boating and fishing as long as I can remember. Um, from the time I just started walking, my dad's been taking me down to ponds, me and my brother to ponds to catch perch or largemouth, and or taking us out. I remember when we were kids, we had an aluminum boat. He'd take us out in Situate Harbor, and we'd do some tubing worming and get schoolie stripers right in the harbor. So it was a lot of fun. Pretty much been addicted to fishing since I got the bug, like my dad and my grandfather, and I'm sure many of you guys out there have know what I'm talking about. You've got that fishing bug, that addiction. Um, and so I've pretty much always been on the water. I pretty much always need to be near the water. I'll never move away from the ocean. Um, but yeah, just as kids grew up around boats, took sailing lessons for years, pretty much got to be an advanced sailor, raced in a few regattas as a kid with my brother. Um, yeah, very familiar with knot tying and wind patterns and just navigational aids and tools and just all of these kind of marine skills I've garnered over the years, and it all really started when I was a young kid. My dad did a great job of bringing myself and my brother up, just knowing how to operate boats, knowing how to be on the water and belong on the water essentially. Um, so pretty much as a kid growing up, like I mentioned, we had an aluminum boat when I was really young. It was kind of before I can really remember. Obviously, I remember doing some tube and worming, and I remember my dad in the winter or in the spring when he'd take the shrink wrap off the boat. We'd My brother and I would be in the boat with fishing rods, and my dad would pick the trailer up and walk us around the yard, and we'd be casting, trying to catch fish in the yard, telling my dad, hey, that spot over there was better. Can you bring us back that way? Which is just a funny little family memory from back in the day. But primarily the boat growing up that I remember was we had a 28-foot Bayliner cabin cruiser called the Sweet Emotion after the Aerosmith song. Um, and what a boat that was. I mean, we had issues with we went on a billion boating trips. We used to go to Pete Town. We used to go to Constitution Marina. We used to go to Salem. Uh, we pretty much went everywhere in that boat. We've been to Cuttyhunk. We went to the Vineyard. We pretty much went everywhere in that boat. Got tons of use out of it. And that's really where I first got majorly into fishing. My dad used to bring us out after school, after whatever soccer practice or if we didn't have practice that day, whatever the case was, he'd take us out. I remember early or in May, we'd go out during mackerel season. We'd go in an evening, we'd be able to jig up, 50, 60, 100 mackerel in a night, fill a cooler and fill our bait freezer for the summer. And like back then, we used to run a couple of lobster traps too. So we used to do that, and just overall learned a lot. Learned a lot about being on the water. Learned a lot about fishing. Just a good boat and a good family beginner boat to kind of introduce myself and my brother to the open seas, which was nice. And we used to troll for bluefish back in the day. My brother got bit one time and his hand was all bleeding, and just a fun time. A lot of memories on that boat. Then once we got to like middle school, my dad actually went out of his way. I was really fortunate enough where he went out of his way to get us an 18-foot Robalo center console with a 4-stroke Suzuki outboard, and I loved that boat. I mean, this was the age where we're good to go out on our own, and I used to take that thing out every day I could. This was before I was working, before I had responsibilities. My dad would give me $40 for gas and say, "Here, good luck, go have fun for the week." And I'd go out, I'd putz around, I'd be chasing schoolie stripers in the spring. I'd be trolling deep water in the summer. That's where I really dialed in, live bait fishing with mackerel. That's where I dialed in trolling deep water for bass. That's where I found some sweet little local honey holes for bluefish. I learned a ton on that boat, and I primarily operated by myself, so learned a lot of independence during that time as well, which was good. And the name of that boat was Bubs, after Bubbles from Trailer Park Boys, if anybody's familiar. So there's just overall great boat. Learned a lot of great experience. So that's really where I started to become a better fisherman, because I had all the independence, and I was my own captain. I could do whatever I wanted. I wasn't at the mercy of doing what my dad wanted to do. He's a little impatient. He doesn't always want to stay in the same spot all the time. He wants to kind of move around, and sometimes I just want to fish one spot, one tactic until it works, or really doesn't. So I'm a little thick-headed like that. But the Bubs one was a great boat for me, and a great learning experience for me. Then during that time as well, my family had sold the Sweet Emotion and bought actually a 29-foot Wellcraft Coastal called Doll's Eyes. And Doll's Eyes is named after famous line from Jaws, where Quint is talking about his monologue of being a sailor on the USS Indianapolis, and he's referring to when the shark bites you and his eyes roll over black eyes like a doll's eyes. So that's pretty cool. And we used to, on the back of the boat, it was awesome. Hopefully I can get a picture and put it in this video. But we had the chalkboard drawing of the shark with his mouth open and a little stick figure human in his mouth, which was pretty cool. That was our boat's decal. But that boat was great. That's where I really dialed in and got my love for offshore fishing going. We learned how to shark fish. We started shark fishing. I started making my own rigs at home. I'll make the mono leaders, shock leaders. I'll make the wire rigs, doing haywire twists. I get all the hooks. I get all the hardware. And that was really cool. I do all the crimping myself and everything. So that was really the biggest takeaway of the Doll's Eyes, was getting into offshore fishing. Um, we got four we've got four TLD 50 wide two speeds, or 52 speeds. They're kind of like the graphite two speed reels. So just 50s, great for shark fishing. We've tried trolling. We got squid bars, and we'll troll for bluefin a couple times a year if we hear there's small fish around. But we don't really mess around with any giants, because that would, I don't know, we'd love to, honestly, if we could hook into one and get spooled. That'd be a hell of a story. So maybe one day I'll get some footage on there for you guys. um, but yeah, so that was Doll's Eyes, and we ended up, through high school, we ended up selling Bubs 1. We got a Bubs 2, which was a 25-foot Wellcraft walk around, I believe. Or maybe it was a Pursuit or something. It was a 25-foot walk around with an outboard. Awesome boat. Did a couple trips on that. Did some boating trips, actually. We took my brother and I would take the 25-foot Bubs 2, and my parents would take the Doll's Eyes, and we'd do a couple of boating trips as a family, which was a lot of fun. But yeah, so I've had a multitude of different boats, between Doll's Eyes 1 and 2, Bubs 1 and 2, um, and just got a lot of experience on the water, and a lot of time on the water. And actually, also in high school or in college, I worked on a commuter ferry and whale watch boat, which also, for a couple of years, which was a cool experience as well. Um, and so just wanted to give you guys a little backstory on kind of my upbringing, I guess my boating knowledge, and kind of before we get into all the fishing stuff. Um, that being said, I love fishing. As I mentioned earlier, it's really my biggest passion in life. Um, I've always been addicted to fishing. I pour all my money and resources and time and effort into it when I can, and it's almost effortless at that point. Um, and so that's kind of what brought me to starting this page. I love fishing. I take a lot of pictures and videos. I love catching fish, the thrill of it, the beauty of it, the fish themselves, the environment, just everything about it is just it's like a drug to me, and I just can't get enough of it. Um, and just, I guess, some of my favorite type of fishing that you'll be seeing hopefully on this page. I'll do a lot of striped bass fishing, whether it be chunking or trolling or live lining. Definitely going to be doing a lot of bass fishing. I also love bluefish. Probably it's got to be up there. One of my favorite fish ever to catch. They fight like hell. They jump out of the water when you're fighting them, and they scream drag off the reel. It's just overall just a great fish. Um, and then in recent years, I've started to get a little more into freshwater fishing, trying to learn how to trout fish. I'll probably get some video over the next winter and spring of myself trying to trout fish, when they stock the ponds nearby and stuff. But it's really because I, once spring and winter's over, once winter's over, I'm trying to get a rod in the water ASAP. So if that means I gotta get into trout fishing, then that's what it's gonna be. I'm gonna get into trout fishing. Um, I've also started to dabble. I got some tip ups for ice fishing. So I iced fished once or twice this past winter. I haven't had any luck, but I hope maybe I'll do some of that this upcoming winter as well. And then other than that, it's stripers, bass, and I've been getting into land-based shark fishing as well. I'm not sure if you guys can see in the back there. I got my land-based shark fishing setups there, um, and what a fun sport that is. Um, I definitely am going to be doing a trip in the next probably week or two. So I will be bringing the GoPro. We'll be getting some footage, and hopefully I can do some edits and get another video up or something for you guys, and in the next couple weeks. But yeah, that's pretty much all I've got. I just introduce myself and start up this page. And I hope you guys follow along and just kind of follow and see my progress. I guess I'm only really making this as a hobby for myself. I don't care about any monetization or getting views and clicks and subscribes. If this happens to come across your page and you enjoy it, then stick around and I'll hopefully be posting some more stuff. And my plans are to maybe do some tutorials on some knots and rigs that I do. Obviously, talk about some fishing tactics that I do when I'm out on the water, and how I prepare for those trips, and and then hopefully get a lot of footage of fish that I catch. So thank you guys very much, and yeah, hopefully I'll be posting again soon. So thanks and enjoy the rest of your night. Hey, so I totally spaced and forgot to mention the whole name of the channel, Green Beans Fishing. Currently, or last year, I just went out and bought a 14-foot aluminum Starcraft from the 70s. It's painted John Deere green. It's got an open floor concept. There's no benches, and I put in a little console, and it's just an all around great boat. So it's first job after college, saved up some money, and I was able to buy that. And so me and Beans have been using that and absolutely slaying it this past year. And then the other boat I forgot to mention was we've got Doll's Eyes 2 now. So we sold the Doll's Eyes 1 back, I want to say in high school or maybe a couple of years into college. And we got a 29.5 Proline Express, which has been awesome. Great fishing boat, a little bit nicer than the Doll's Eyes 1. And yeah, so we've been doing a lot of fishing on that. Get shark fishing trips in. Been doing a lot of fishing for bass. Each year now, around Father's Day, we do a trip to P-Town, Provincetown, Mass. And we absolutely slay bass over on Race Point. And so, yeah, I just wanted to let you guys know that that's the fleet that my dad and I and my brother we're currently working with. So it's pretty cool, and been having a lot of fun and a lot of success this summer. So I'm excited to get this channel going, and hopefully you guys are too, and you guys can follow along the way and see the journey, see where this takes us. So thanks a lot, guys. Thanks for watching. And as I mentioned, hopefully I'll be making some more videos soon. Thanks.